All right, guys, so this is your first introduction to estatesales.net. I want to show you guys how to use everything. I'm signed in already, but the first thing you want to do is to create account. You're going to create account right up here, and then I'm going to show you guys how to do everything. This is the number one tool you got, and let's jump into it. So the first thing you want to do is go down to the map. The map is where you're going to find all your sales. Right now, for some reason, it set me in Virginia, but we're going to get out of Virginia for now, and we're going to go up to closer to where I am. Thank you for being so slow. We're going to go up to northern New Jersey. So now you can see there is a huge cluster of sales right here. So these are all sales within my local area within the next 13 days. So the first settings you guys want to look at is the 13 days, what sales are happening tomorrow, what sales are happening today, and then there's another tab for your favorite sales. So the best thing you could do is sort by date, then distance. That's the one I do. So first off, it's going to list all the sales that are happening tomorrow. So this one's already happening today, and then it's also the closest. So you can see it's happening Tuesday, which is today, and then it's only 10 miles away. So that's your first introduction of the filters you have. The next thing you do is you have the distance. So distance is super important, and it determines how far you want to travel. So for me personally, 50 miles is about the radius that I'm willing to travel. Anything more than 50 miles usually is not worth it. Depending on how good the sale is, sometimes I'll take the chance on driving that far out. But usually, in most cases, more than 50 miles, it's just not worth it. So I usually keep this right around 50. And then I have these off. I have moved to offsite warehouse, by appointment, and online estate sales. These are just off because I like to focus on garage sales, and for me, I find that's best, where I can find the most profit. So I do know you can make profits on these other types of move to offsite warehouse and by appointment only, but these are what works. This is what's worked best for me. So now we have what's the most important thing, what separates estatesales.net from everything else. We have where each of these are listed. So you can see first off, we have all these sales that are listed. So again, I'm saying it's listed by what sales are happening today and the closest sales, and then also just by distance. So again, this sale is happening today and it's happening the closest to me, and that's why it's listed first. So let's jump into a sale, and we're going to look at a sale. Let's jump into any sale. Let's jump into right here. So you can see this is the main picture. You can see the company website of who's running the estate sale, and then we're going to scroll down to the pictures. So this is where you're going to determine what sale you want to go to. You're going to scroll through all the pictures and determine whether you think you could find enough profit at the sale to make it worth it. So right now, I'm scanning everything. I'm seeing what's at the sale, what I could find to flip, and something like this, I could already tell. Usually, this won't be my type of stuff. I won't be able to find enough stuff for profit and won't be worth it for me. So once I think I've seen enough, there's sometimes things at the bottom, but usually for the most case, I could tell what kind of person and their age, what they collected. So after a while, you get to see like just a little bit and guess basically and determine what's the rest of the pictures. But if you're new, go look through all the pictures, just see if you can find anything that you already know is worth money. So right now, you can definitely tell this guy collected Lionel trains, big Lionel train collector, so you can expect to see more trains. So I'm looking through this and I can see that, okay, if I wanted to buy this, I know there would definitely be some profit in it, but I'm personally not looking to buy something like this. It's very fragile, very big, and probably wouldn't be worth my time. But, I know if this guy collects trains, then guess what? He probably has trains that are like this new in the box. So if I saw enough trains that were new in the box, I would say, hey, let me stop for a second, get an idea of how many trains there are, and determine maybe this is a sale for me. Maybe this is enough. Maybe this is enough trains where I can make a decent amount of profit to make it worth it for me. So scrolling through the rest of this, again, what you're going to want to be doing, if you see a picture that you like, the best thing you can do is favorite it. So then once you have it favorited, you can go back to the top, and then you can just filter by favorites. I don't know. So that means I favorited the sale, but then you could also just go back, and then you'll see that when you go back, you'll see that you favorited a picture. So I can go back to, where is it? I can see why did I not save? Nice. Why? Okay, that's odd. I mean, usually if you click that, it favorites it, and then you'll have a separate section where you can see all your favorited photos, and that's a really great tool to have. But I guess right now they don't want to work. It doesn't want to work for me. Not a big deal. Let's just go look at more sales so I can give you guys a better example of what personally to look for. I mean, again, everybody's looking for something different, so I'm just gonna give you a broad idea of how to go through and determine whether a sale's worth it or not. Scrolling through the sales, I'm looking to see first off how many pictures they have listed to see if it's worth my time. If they have 20 to 50 pictures, I'm not really going to be looking through the pictures. It's just not worth it. Oh, okay. See, now they finally loaded in. Nice. So let's go into another sale. Let's see this beautiful home in Woodbury. Cool. Let's take a look. Nice loading time. So there we go. We can see the company who's running it is called Blue Moon. You can see their company website, their phone number if you need to call them. Something also very important is their terms and conditions. So do please read this if you're going to their sale, because there's a lot of important information, like something, let's see, we do not honor written signups. So you could determine whether you need to find a sign-up list, you need to get there early, don't steal. You can see that they usually don't negotiate on the first day, so that's pretty important to know if you're trying to get deals on the first day. No sold stickers of your own if you're gonna go around putting sold stickers on items you didn't buy yet, and just important rules and conditions you need to follow. And then this is descriptions and details, so you're gonna get an idea of what is at sale, and you're gonna understand details of the sale. So something like this, you can see that the address will be revealed to the public on Thursday, the June 29th. Today is what? Today's Tuesday, the 27th. So the date of the sale is only going to be released. What is that? Thursday. Am I blanking? Where did it say? Thursday, June 29th. So they're only going to release the address the day before, which is something important to know, because if you wanted to get the address 2 days before for some reason, good. Okay, so let's look at something like this. Now, hopefully we can favorite pictures. So if I see that this is a profitable item, I can see Star Wars, Han Solo, and I have never watched Star Wars, but I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Tantuin. So maybe I find this cool, interesting, or I've sold it before and I know how much it's worth. I could favorite it, hopefully this time. Still doesn't want to. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now we have it favorited. So if I go back, I could see that this was favorited. So now that I see it's favorited, we could go and search up Star Wars, Han Solo, and Tantuum. So let's see. Star Wars, Han Solo, and Tantuum. So it comes up right here. So we could see, wow, okay, so pre-owned, $60, $85 brand new. It looks like ours is brand new in the box. I don't think it's the same model right there. Okay, so $70. So you can get an idea of what's at the sale, doing that for most of the items, get an idea of how much profit you can make if you were to go there, and determine what sale's best for you. So let's go to another sale. I had one mapped out that I was going to show you guys. Let's see if I can find it right here. Okay, so Oyster Bay, New York estate sale. So we're going to jump into this and show you what I would do, because I saw this was a sale that I wanted to go to. So I'm going to show you guys how I went through and found the pictures that I liked, and then got an estimation for how much profit I can make, and then shows that, hey, this is probably the sale that I want to go to. So we see it's 27 miles away. It's Oyster Bay, New York. Has 3 pictures. So let's jump in. I'm going to look at the terms and conditions, going to look at the details. You're going to see that there's definitely some sports memorabilia in the house. You can see there's signed basketballs. There's a bunch of Yankees memorabilia. That's not what I'm into personally. I know it's a big market, and I do understand some of it, but not as good as some other things. So where is it? It's a little further down. Sorry if I'm not speaking to the mic too well. Okay, here we go. So my thing is video games. So I saw these video games here, and I was like, hey, I do video games. I specialize in video games, and not too often do you actually find like a big collection of video games like this. So I saw this, and I know this sells for around $50. The stack of games could be worth up to 200 to even more. These are around $50 each, depending on the condition. So I saw a decent amount of profit, $400 to $500 worth of profit, and I was like, hey, that's a good sign. Let's see if I can find anything else. So going through, I could see a bunch of manuals. I could see a bunch of controllers. You could tell that there probably was a kid who played video games. If you could do the math. You could see little bongo drums. I know those are pretty valuable. But then you see something like Wii Sports, and hey, that's a $20 game, and you start adding it up in your head to get an idea of how much everything's worth. You see a Wii right there. You see Rock Band set. So let's go. Then you see some Wii games. You try to look for more expensive titles. So I can see that. I think that's Mario Kart Wii. So if I go search up, let's see, Mario Kart Wii, I can see it selling for around $30. So I start adding up all the values in my head to get an idea of how much is everything worth. Looking through, and I already know what's coming up. It's a very big collection of video games right here. So within the world of video games, GameCube is some of the best. So I saw this and it immediately had my attention. So let's go through and figure out why I saw this. First off, how I scrolled through, because you do have to take your time. It's so easy to miss something like that. You could just see it pass by you like that, but you need to slow down. And I take my time going through these pictures. So I see this, and the most important thing to do now is just trying to figure out what games those are. So something like this, you really can't see all the pictures. So I'll run you guys through. I'm pretty decent at video games, so I know based off of rough image of what these are. So let me jump in and see this. The bottom one is Mario Kart by GameCube. So let's go. So I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna put Mario Kart GameCube. We can see it's selling for around $70. So I'm usually not writing the values down in my head, or not writing the values down on paper, but I'm just getting a rough estimate of how much everything's worth. So there's probably close to, if I had to guess, close to $1,000 in video games right there. Video games are super hot right now, but I also take that into consideration. I understand video games are super hot, and there's probably gonna be people getting there 2 to 3 hours early just for these, or even earlier. So if I want to go to the sale, I need to understand that I need to get there super, super early. And that plays into the role of how valuable it is. Because if I get there 10 hours early just to get these video games, it's definitely less desirable, because I don't want to get up 10 hours early or get to a sale 10 hours early and have to stay there. So, that's probably my number one right now. But then I would also compare that to other sales that are happening. So I could see that's happening July 1st. So I'd see I think that's Saturday. Yeah, so that's Saturday. And then I would go around seeing, okay, for Saturday, I think that's a great sale for me. But still, I'm going to go around, see, and look at the other sales to determine what sale's best for me. So a good rule of thumb also is usually you'll be able to find sales Fridays and Saturdays, definitely. Except holidays are usually bad weekends for sales. And then occasionally on Thursdays and Sundays, you'll be able to find sales. But Fridays and Saturdays are your bread and butter for going to good sales. So I want to show you guys something really interesting too. So for me, I live in Upper New Jersey. It's an awesome area for garage sales. You can see that, just how many garage sales are in this area. It's a ton. But if you go just a little bit up north and pretend you live in, let's move it towards, why is it slow on me? Pretend you live in Hartford and you only want to drive, say 35 miles, 40 miles. You have 3 sales within the next 13 days, as opposed to, like 70 over here. So location is a huge thing on estatesales.net. It's a free website, so it never hurts to check what sales in your area, but it's definitely location dependent. I'll go to a place like Scranton. Let's see. There is close to like 2 sales within a 50-mile or 45-mile radius. So this app and site is really location dependent. Personally, I really enjoy the app. I don't really ever use the website, but it's easier to record on and show you guys how to use it. So basically the same thing for the app, basically all the same layouts, and you'll be able to understand it really easily if you got this far through the video. I think that's it. I think that's all you really need to know. First off, I would say a good checklist for this website to use is show sales within the date. So if you're trying to find a sale, today is Tuesday. If I want to find a sale for Friday, which I think it's the 30th, which is the 30th. Yeah. So if I'm trying to find a sale for Thursday or Friday, I would go to the 30th. So the thing is, for this, something like this, you need to be really aware of this. So if you see, oh, well, there's a sale and it's Friday, but you need to understand that it started on Thursday. So if a sale starts on Thursday and you're going there Friday, you can expect that most of the good stuff is gone and people already bought it. A good rule of thumb is to get to a sale 2 to 3 hours early. And if you're getting there any later than that, you're late and you're most likely not going to get in on any of the good stuff. Depends on the sale, but a good rule of thumb is 2 to 3 hours early. So if I'm looking for the 30th, again, these started on a Thursday, so I would cross these out if I was just looking for a sale on Friday. And then the first one we have right here, Spectacular Montclair House. I would go through and look, go through the pictures and determine whether it's a house I want to go to, a sale I want to go to. A good rule, good rule of thumb, but something really interesting is a lot of the sales have pictures of the house on the first picture. And something like this is really, really important to look at, because just by looking at the house, you can get a good idea of the quality of items that you can expect at a house like this that is probably over $1 million. You're going to find some really profitable items. You could see just by the house, you could definitely expect higher end items at this house compared to if you saw a rundown house in the first picture. So it's definitely something to be on the lookout for. Again, just going through the pictures, looking for something that catches my eye. I see stereos, I see cameras. I'll be looking this all up. That's the main thing, is you want to get an idea of how much profit you can make, and then determine what sale you want to go to based off how far it is, based how competitive the items you want to go for are, based on the description and details of what the sale is. Like, if they're saying you can't negotiate on the first day, that's going to negatively impact the score that I give it. And basically, there's a bunch of different factors that you need to think about when trying to pick a sale. But that's the basics of how to use estatesales.net. It's your number one tool as a professional reseller. And I would say, depending on your area, it's necessary to use estatesales.net. Again, if you're living in Scranton, like there's 2 sales within your area, it's not that important. There's going to be other ways to source items, other garage sales to go to. But if you're in a highly populated area with a lot of sales, use estatesales.net. If you guys found this video interesting and like this kind of garage sale content, follow for more. I'm producing as much garage sale content and providing as much value as I can for you guys. So hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you guys for getting this far. Thank you.